burning? Is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose.
Y'all would not believe what they found in certain areas that were burnt in the LA fires. Could this be why the military and the FBI was deployed and was stopping people from going down certain areas?
But the difficulty is getting people to believe something that they don't want to believe. And in each of these cases, this is where the money is.
Oh my goodness, you won't believe the latest tea about Wendy Williams. She's back and proving everyone wrong, especially about those claims that she's incapacitated. Can you believe her guardian Sabrina actually made that up? The audacity! It turns out she was just trying to convince the court that Wendy wasn't well, probably so she could keep getting her hands on Wendy's money. But honey, that's not even the juiciest part. Wendy came through with some piping hot tea about Diddy, and let me tell you, she did not hold back one bit. She spilled everything, including how Diddy got her fired from Hot 97 when she exposed his DL secrets. But wait, there's more. She dropped some exclusive tea about things Diddy's been up to that nobody knows about, and get this, she even connected the dots between those recent California wildfires that mysteriously burned down all those celebrity homes. The timing seems a little too convenient, doesn't it?
At in situations like this is I look at the patterns of who got wiped out and how. And one of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
Now let me take you back to the 90s drama because this tea is still scalding hot. Here's what really went down between Wendy and Diddy. Wendy got her hands on some very compromising photos of Diddy receiving some, let's say, intimate attention from another man during his Cancun vacation. Being the queen of gossip she is, Wendy announced on air that she had these photos and was planning to share them in her next segment. But honey, Diddy wasn't having any of that. Before Wendy could even get to her next segment, he flexed his power moves and called Hot 97's producers, demanding they fire her immediately. And would you believe it? They actually did it. That's how much influence he had in New York at the time. But wait, it gets worse. He didn't just stop there, he basically blacklisted her from every radio station in New York. Poor Wendy had to pack up and leave town because she couldn't find work anywhere and those bills weren't going to pay themselves. And if that wasn't messy enough, Diddy even sent Total, you know, that girl group from his Bad Boy label, to rough Wendy up at the radio station. The drama was just too much. Now,
she got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy. So if you don't mind, give me the story from your point of view and what was in the picture?
We were in Cancun. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. Some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was something like that. She was gonna put it out. Wendy had shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not going to get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was going to boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. He was fired.
Here one day and them Total were downstairs waiting and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them. The little Chinese man that drove the van, they were coming. There was no security or anything. It was just them 3 fighting broads. And me. And my coworkers that shot standing upstairs trying to look down to see it all jump off. They all knew. When I said goodnight to everybody's pressed up against the window. I didn't even walk or bother asking, what are you all looking for? Because, you know, when the clock strikes, it's time to go. It is time to go. I didn't get a chance to hit the sidewalk before I knew it, out of nowhere. And there's a whole bunch of rah-rah going on outside, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I send Cower and Skell out on the sidewalk, and he comes back in and says, it's total outside. And they were about to set it on you.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Despite all that blackmailing drama with Diddy, Wendy somehow managed to rise above it all. She finally broke her silence in 2013, but even then, she was walking on eggshells, scared to say too much because she didn't want him coming for her again. Can you blame her?
A very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now. So,
Child, let me tell you about Wendy's psychic abilities, because she was out here predicting everything. She was one of the first ones to call out Diddy's controlling behavior with Cassie, way before that shocking lawsuit dropped. When that old video of Wendy talking about the situation went viral, everyone was like, she knew! But that's not all. She fearlessly called out Diddy and J-Lo for making Shine take the fall for that 1999 nightclub mess. Poor Shine was just 19 when they made him the scapegoat, and he's been saying it ever since.
He's in South Africa filming Honey 3, and she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And you know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them, because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like, he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like, I'm already paranoid. Of Michael Jackson's song, Lady in My Life, and wrote, if anyone sees Cassie this weekend, please tell her to listen to this song 100 times. I suggest don't use social media, though, to reach out. I think this is a grand overture from Puffy. I don't believe he really wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession, like a possession. And if you really care, then you'd reach out privately, not publicly.
Absolutely set up to be the fall guy. Taking the fall means not snitching, not getting your friends in trouble. Even today, I wouldn't want to do anything to get anyone in trouble.
I do not own a, nor did I possess a that night.
Now, this is where things get really dark and scary. When Diddy realized he couldn't shut Wendy up, he started playing really dirty. He went after her son, Kevin Jr., and did it right there on TV. It all came to light during this super creepy interview where Diddy mentioned meeting her son backstage. Y'all should have seen Wendy's face. It was like all the blood drained from it. She started stuttering and completely lost her train of thought. It was like he was sending her a message, you know? Like, I know what your son looks like, so watch yourself. The whole thing was just chilling.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot.
Things took a turn after that. Wendy started getting sick, her show got canceled, and she went quiet about Diddy. She focused on getting better. But honey, when Diddy finally got arrested last year, sick or not, she couldn't help but celebrate. Even while dealing with her own court drama about seeing her family, she made time to speak up. When that CNN footage leaked showing Diddy getting physical with Cassie, Wendy didn't hold back. She said, and I quote, "What's really weird is that I've been told by so many people, Wendy, you called it, including some people from my family who have said the same." To see this video on TV of Cassie getting it was just horrific. But now you have to think how many more times, how many people, how many more women. It's just so horrible. But wait, there's more tea. Remember how her guardian claimed she was permanently incapacitated? Well, Wendy just proved them all wrong with her Breakfast Club phone interview. She was serving classic Wendy realness, calling out her guardian for trying to keep her in this conservatorship and selling her precious hat collection without even telling her. Can you believe they've got her locked up in some tiny room with just one window? And she can't even access her own stuff because her guardian took it all to sell. When they asked about Diddy being in jail, Chile, Wendy did not stutter. She straight up said he's going to be there for life. And get this, she says she knows way more tea about Diddy than what's out there, but she's keeping quiet for her own safety. The plot thickens.
With my niece Alex, knows a lot as well, you know, but I am not cognitively impaired, you know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying? I'm in New York City, right? And Alex, you know exactly what you're talking about. You flew from Miami to New York, and you were right here with me. Go ahead.
She's there in New York, in this place, essentially like what some would call a luxury prison. This is her room. That's literally her apartment. But the thing about this apartment, and you know this, Aunt Wendy, because you're there, it's small. She has a bed, a chair, a TV, a bathroom, and she's looking out one window.
And, excuse me, through my money, you know, I had this person buy the TV, you know, the kind of TV I like, through this person, because all of my stuff is in storage. You understand what I'm saying? Everything's in storage. And by the way, that was to sell my apartment. But anyway.
Now, here's where it gets really conspiracy theory-ish. People started connecting dots about those recent celebrity house fires, especially the ones affecting people supposedly tied to Diddy's case. The FBI was acting real suspicious, blocking off areas that weren't even burning. People are saying they were trying to hide evidence connected to Diddy and other celebrities. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Okay, cool. This could be a wild take, but does anyone else think that Diddy could have started the fire from inside? I don't care what anyone says. I feel like that Los Angeles fire did not start on its own. Diddy, I feel like, has to be behind that.
And baby, wait until you hear how Katt Williams fits into all this. He's been saying the same things Wendy has been saying for years. He believes what they're doing to Wendy is the same playbook they used on Britney, Kanye, and Dave Chappelle, all to keep them quiet. Even Katt himself got a taste of their tactics when they started spreading those substance abuse rumors about him.
Yeah, because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know.
Chile, this story is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. And you know what? This probably won't be Wendy's last interview. She's got more tea to spill than a British tea party. The comments are wild too. People are saying things like, my girl been spitting them pills out when the doctors leave. Now she got all her marbles again. And Wendy knew too much about him and several others. They silenced her. We need her back in that purple chair giving Hot Topics free Wendy. My favorite comment was from someone who said, Miss Wendy went into hiding and played crazy until it hit the fan. Now she popping out and speaking her truth and will be bigger than ever. I'm happy to see it. Let's go, Wendy. Spill that tea. How you doing? Now, what do y'all think about all this tea Wendy's spilling about Diddy? And do you believe she's really not incapacitated? Don't be shy. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to click here to watch another messy video that'll have your jaw on the floor.